Hey guys, this is the follow-up video from my last 102-inch whip antenna video where I bent over the antenna and strung it back. I feel compelled to make this video as so many suggestions in the comments were giving me really good tips and tricks, and I don't know all the answers, but I'm not afraid to just put some videos out there at first. And I like the format. If I can do this in the future, I put a video out there to the best of my knowledge. If you guys hammer me, some are positive, some are negative, but if you give me tips and tricks and suggestions, I'll keep doing these follow-up videos, and then you can see your ideas come to fruition. Oh, I hope you like this one. Thanks.
Here's some of the bullet points of the upgrades. We're going to park my vehicle away from structures for the SWRs. We're going to remove and reinstall the antenna and bracket. We're going to clean some surfaces for grounding. We're going to no-ox the connections. We're going to check ground with the ohm meter. We're going to add ground straps and recheck ground. We're going to use coax seal. We're going to add a 1-inch coupler and reinstall the antenna. We're going to show coax reroute. We're going to check SWRs with the antenna bent and recheck SWRs with the antenna straight up.
All right. Well, to work on this antenna, I'm going to take this down. So I wrote an F here for the front, a B here for the back, just in case I mix them up. Put a little pencil line here because I'd like to clean off this aluminum rack ladder rung, but just up to those lines, so I'm not stripping it all. But let's first take down the antenna. This one, it's going to tilt back, and I'll show you how that works. It's pretty cool. There we go. I'm just going to take this off. I already pre-loosened it for the video. All right. And I already loosened these up a little bit before, so I can hand loosen them all, so I don't bore you. And now we're still going to be connected to these. So I would like to leave it connected if I can. So I'll just clip this zip tie, give myself some slack. So I'll leave the ground, but I'm going to take off this electrical tape. And I had an L into here, but it just, my SWRs were horrible, so I just connected it directly to this. So there's my 4 gauge right into there. All right. So now we have our areas to clean. I'm wearing my goggles. I'm just going to hit it with this. See if that works. There we go. So when I saw the grounding here, I noticed that there was already starting to get some oxidization. So what I want to do is get no ox and hit this and then reattach it. It's pretty thick stuff. Let's get it all in there. So then that connection doesn't get too gunky. Twist them. I'm going to get dirty from this. Get it back in there, and we'll screw it down tight. Okay. Now that I cleaned off these surfaces pretty well, what I'd like to do is check them for ground. So I put this multimeter to ohms, And I ran a long cable with one of these clamps all the way to my ground. It actually has a ground spot on my vehicle. Let's see. I don't see anything good here. Let's see. I'm going to check somewhere that I know is grounded here on the track. Yeah, 22. All those numbers, that's good. That means there's a ground over there. I don't see any numbers. So we're going to put all this back together, and then we're going to ground these to the track on the side. Clean an area on here, and I made these ground straps in another video. What I'm going to do is just going to connect these ground straps to this track over here, something like that. And the aluminum's not very thin, so it's going to take some drilling, so stand by while I drill some holes and clean some surface areas up. And before I do that, I want to mark the areas that I want them. Kind of want them in that slant so they're not too kinked up. It's going to be like this. This is where one is. The other one is going to be right there. Okay. Let me just clean it off first. Oh wow, it's gonna be a lot faster than I thought. Well, there's one connection. It's gonna take no time at all. Just cleaning that area off. Get me another self-tapping screw and a washer. And once I finish this one, I'll do the other three off screen, because I'm going to ground this and this to the track. All right, so I've got a decent process going here. What I'm going to do is put both these grounds to the same screw on the side, so I don't have to keep drilling into the side there. But this goes through pretty easy. So let me just show you what I did here. Clean that off, hit those two, and they come to a common screw here with an area that I cleaned off behind here. And then I'm going to hit them all with the no-ox. I'm just getting it out of the whole thing here. I did the same over there. So both rungs theoretically should be grounded to this, which has been getting ground. So let's test it. Let's put this to ohms. If it's not touching ground, right, it really doesn't budge, right? So it's metal, but this meter isn't doing a damn thing. So I'm going to slide it down until it touches my connection. See that? That means it's getting ground, baby. All right, so let's see about our areas we cleared up here. Let's see if we got ground. I see it. Ground now. So now this plate will be grounded to these rungs, which these rungs are grounded to this track, and this track is grounded to the rest of the vehicle. Now we're talking. So now that I no-ox that connection, I checked the ground, so these ladder rungs are all grounded. I'm going to put this coax back on, and with the viewer suggested coax seal, I'm going to seal it back up. Never used this stuff, but it looks pretty nasty. It's like gum. Yeah, it doesn't feel like tape. It's real gunky, but I guess that's why it works, is because it fills in all these little gaps. And then they said just squeeze it all in there. It's kind of like clay is gum. Okay, I kind of like it. So that's another step done. Now, this is the B for back, F for the front. I can put these bolts back in. Kind of excited about this being grounded. I mean, not that it hasn't been performing amazing, because I pulled up to my work the other day and I got a connection, made a contact in England. And I will put his call sign on the screen here. His name was Mark, and number 25 out in Kennesaw was helping me go back and forth with channel 33 to 34 and back again, and he finally heard me on a 102-inch whip on a little 2-pill in my parking lot with trees and buildings around me, and I still got a connection. I still made a contact all the way in England. So bear with me, we just got to put the last little pieces on here, and then I'll zip tie this one more time. Tighten it all down. Thanks for bearing with me if you made it this far, guys. I'm loving this. This is already, I love to do this stuff anyway, and I absolutely am loving making these videos. Even if I do things wrong, I know someone's going to tell me how to do it right, and that's what I'm doing now. I'm just improving on what I already do. So I appreciate you and all your input. It's crazy to see this stuff actually come to fruition, and the ground actually gets grounded. I'm kind of excited about this. You know, I just follow some YouTube videos, I watch you guys, I put myself out there, and now you know, I'm getting a better setup because of it. What I want to do is I do want to no-ox around all that's exposed. It's going to be a little dirty looking, but that's okay. Okay, looking good, fellas. So, with 108 inches being the optimal length for the quarter wave, A viewer suggested that I put a 1-inch coupler because his calculation was pretty spot on. I have a 5-inch from the plate to the top of my pedestal. And I know it might be hard to see. It's 5 inches. I know the angle might be off, but it's 5 inches. What I need is 6. So he said, why don't you get a 1-inch coupler? So I got a 1-inch coupler and a jam nut. This is like 1 1/8 inch. So what I did was I just got this. I had to go to Ace Hardware for this. This jam nut. Jam nut's just like half the width of a regular nut. And then I'm just going to tighten this up, but I want to put some no-wax on there as well. Dirty this up a bit. Okay. Put them together with my dirty hands. Just going to no-wax everything. Alright. Tighten that up. Now this can go to the bottom of my 102-inch whip, which I will no-wax that as well. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm going to put that all together, and then we'll tighten those two connections, and then we'll be ready to put it back on the pedestal mount. Alright, so that's nice and tight. Let's get some no-wax on that thread. Okay. And then we'll connect it to my pedestal mount. And then I will take that jam nut and I will tighten the crap out of that. Now that we got everything where we need it lengthwise, I'm going to stand this back up and we can tighten it back down. That way it'll stay right where we want it. All right. Now that I got it right where I want it, with my grounds cleaned off and ground straps in place, my pedestal mount with a 1-inch riser, coax seal, all these connections cleaned, looks great to me. And another viewer suggestion, which I couldn't follow, he says, why don't you shorten your coax? Well, I did the opposite. I had to lengthen it because I'm a schmo, and where I had the coax initially run here, well, it rained and it was pouring water into my vehicle. So what I did was I ran it down this path here, here, and then into the vehicle, so it would allow the rain to go back down where it is supposed to. Okay, and then I just ran it along here into the cab, and ran it with this 4-foot extension to the box. And then from the box, as you can see, it runs up here with that power cord up to the radio. Now what I'd like to do is, another suggestion is just check the SWRs with the antenna curved and one without, one with power, one without, now that I have all these modifications. Stand by. All right, so we're going to come back to the radio here, and 33 is very busy. It's a very busy day today, a lot of skip. So we're going to 34, and we're going to calibrate right here. We're going to go to calibrate. Make sure the antenna is calibrated, so you can see it needs to be moved a little bit over right there. So this is the calibrate right here. So we're going to bring it back to calibrate. Check the SWR. The box is off. And then we're going to check these SWRs. Not bad. All right. So now we're going to do this, put this box on, and I'm pretty sure there's no change from the last test I did with the 1.5. Yeah, just about 1.5 or just above. And I almost forgot one of the most important parts of my test. I was going to test it. We're going to test it with the antenna straight up. Alright, now that the antenna's straight up, channel 34, so I don't mess with my boys on 33, we're going to calibrate it with the power off. Alright, calibrate right there. Let's see, we're going to put an SWR. Doesn't move. Box on. We're going to calibrate it again. Alright, it's spot on. We're going to SWR it. Yeah, still 1.5, 1.7, 1.6. It's always pretty much the same. I'm telling you. Bending this bad boy back does not affect the SWRs. Alright. And now let's see if we can make a contact on our local 33. Break, 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 break. This is Roadblock in the Mobile here, trying out my 102-inch whip. Hey, is a White Dog out there? Can you give me a copy? Come on.
White Dog got a copy on you? Come on.
Hey, White Dog, I'm just trying out these modifications I made for my grounding and no-ox and everything. And I put some ground straps from my ladder rack to the track. And I put a 1-inch coupler on the antenna. I just want to get your voice up in there.
Hey man, I got good numbers on that antenna. I mean, blowing smoke over here now, no doubt. I can tell it's grounded good and clear. If I know you like I think I know you, Mr. Roadblock, you went above and beyond putting a mobile unit together. Sounds good, my friend.
Right back at you, brother. Hey, listen, hang on 1 second. I'm going to press the box on real quick, and let me tell you, give me a copy if you can. All right, break, 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 break. I'm pushing a little power now. Come on back.
We kind of interfering on somebody talking, but yes, sir, I had an 8 on you before you hit the switch. I got 40 plus, blowing smoke, no doubt.
Appreciate you, White Dog. You're the man. Hey, I got to England the other day. Number 25 was helping me get this contact in England on this 102-inch whip.
Or say 25 helping you out there.
Yeah, copy. 25 was in the on the base station, and he heard this guy in England, and he was helping me go. He's like, "Hey, go up to 34." He told you to go up to 34, and then he said, "Come on back to 33." And sure enough, I got this guy from England. His name was Mark. I'll put his information on the screen when I post it. Over.
84, Roger. All right. Interested in hearing it on YouTube there, no doubt. We appreciate it. Might be some more voices out there that hear you want to get on YouTube. All right, Mr. Roadblock, B717, Atlanta, Georgia, standing by.
All right, appreciate you, White Dog. You're the man. All right, 73s.